so frustrated.
What you know about me? Seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? I done it all, just want it all. Oh, what you know about me? I seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about me?
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of More Than the Title. I'm your host, Jarrett Thomas, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital. And as usual, you know, I got my brother, my brethren, your favorite CEO's favorite CEO, my boy Chadeo. What's good, baby?
I'm gloomy, man. I'm gloomy today.
You're
man.
no more pastel. Your card is revoked.
I'm gloomy. You see, I'm in all black. I'm feeling gloomy, man. I got a man and his barber is a special relationship, man. Living in the suburbs ain't easy, man. Ain't no good barbers out here, and I refuse. I rebuke thee. I refuse to let just anybody shake me up, man. You're gonna push my hairline back here.
So that's what we're gonna put up for him right now.
Exactly how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, you already know. But before we, you know, as always, y'all, we got a special episode lined up for y'all. Before we begin, let's just shout out to all the supporters, everybody that's growing. You know, we're growing and glowing every week because of y'all, man. Our YouTube numbers are exploding, our downloads are exploding, and we really, really appreciate y'all, man. We want to keep giving y'all great content. And if you want more content like this, please download the Live Podcast Network app, which is our exclusive distribution partner for more Black content creators like More Than the Title, baby. Shout out to Angel and the team.
Yeah, hold on. Also, we want to thank all the new subscribers. I think we had over like 60 or 70 new subscribers in the last week. We are truly appreciative of you guys subscribing to the channel. So if you like the content, you know, like, comment. Listen, we like all comments. Be clear. We don't just, we've got to put the fluffy shit. If you feel like you want to say something, go ahead and say it. And we'll definitely get back to you because everybody's opinion. I think 70 new subscribers. What was that?
Oh,
there was an echo. But I was just saying, we appreciate the new subscribers. So if you like the content, like, subscribe, comment, you know what I mean? Let us know and we get back to you. We appreciate you.
Some competitors trying to get on us. You see that kind? The competitors, the damn competitors.
Trying to block our shine, man. It's just
I was like, who came in the room? What's going on?
Right?
Guess
who's
in the
room? Black today. It's the energy.
Oh, we all have on all black everything, dressed in
all black
everything. Matter of fact, I was gonna go into the intro. I'm gonna give the intro with a story, right?
Let's do it.
So I met this young lady about 10 years ago. My first sales job ever. I was doing advertising at a place called Intent. I got a lead. The lead came in. I seen Kyiesha Kelly Hip Hop Closet. Automatically, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And it just happened to be, we ended up calling. We ended up doing display ads for you. We used to put you on BET.com and a few other websites, try to get conversions online. That's when you first started the e-commerce site. Yes, and I told you that to catch these compliments. I'm like, yo, a full circle moment that I'm here supporting another friend, and that's the first time I get to meet you. And the certain names, just stand out like Kyiesha. I'm like, yo, I know your name. I know you.
That's true. Thank you.
Yes. So I just want to say I appreciate. I remember you doing it back then, Queen, and to see where you've grown and where you've evolved the brand. So let's please give a warm welcome for the CEO and founder of the Hip Hop Closet, Kyiesha Kelly. Let's get it.
Thank you.
And I just want to let you know that we are delighted to have you on the show, and we get a chance now to return to hospitality because when we came to your venue. We had a great time and you were so hospitable to us and we was appreciative of it. So now we get to return the favor. So welcome.
I appreciate it. I'm really excited to be here today.
Thanks so much, Queen. Thanks so much. First of all, you did for the listeners, she's on vacation right now in Costa Rica. And stop to come on the platform. So that's love right there.
Got out of the pool.
Hold on. They think we playing. Show them the side window, please. Can you show them
the side window? Just one time for the one time.
Oh, did it. That's what we do it for.
That's what we do
special. It is.
No, seriously. We can't take it for granted. This woman is on vacation. She could have easily scheduled this and said, this is work or whatever it is. When I come back, we can do it. But this woman is on vacation. She took the time out to stop enjoying her vacation to come and speak with us. Thank you, Queen. We appreciate you.
No problem. No problem.
That's a fact. So y'all want to go to first period? Want to take in the class? First period.
I just want to say also, right? I just want to say also, if you guys, when we're gonna give you the information, if you guys have never been to the Hip Hop Closet, it's located in Brooklyn. It is
the Navy Yard, right?
It's in the Navy Yard, and it is definitely a place that you want to go to. It's a super dope venue. Any hip hop enthusiast, the clothing is amazing. You remember the jacket I told you I wanted?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Definitely, we're gonna give you the information before the show is out. Please support this woman. Please support this business and this venue. She's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
That's it, Queen.
Let's get it. Class is in session. Here we go.
I was gonna start off. Usually we start with the upbringing, Queen. So matter of fact, let's do that. I would love to know, Queen, your upbringing as far as your, where you from? Are you from New York? And just tell us a little bit about
New York. Brooklyn, New York. Born and raised. Yep. I'm Fort Greene. Born and raised in Fort Greene.
Fort Greene, Maine.
Yeah. Fort Greene, lean.
Yeah. Went to school in Fort Greene. I went to elementary school, junior high school, and high school, all in Fort Greene.
Crazy.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Most of the schools I went to was in the Bronx. Jarrett, your schools were all in the Bronx.
Everything
right?
in the Bronx, yeah.
Everything in the Bronx. Yeah.
Everything in the Bronx. Went to Catholic school, got kicked out, put me in public school, got kicked out. But look at us now.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't want to be negative with her on the channel, but yeah.
Listen, I know. Yeah, I went to Tech, so like a lot of people got kicked out of Tech, but I mean, there's still very successful people today.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna lie on it. I keeps it real. We keeps it real on the show.
Keeps it real on the show.
You know what I mean? But I would love to know too, Queen, because like I said, coming from where we come from, right? Not too many have the entrepreneur mindset, right? So I would love to know what kind of part did hip hop play in your upbringing and to want to start this type of business?
Right. So I have two older brothers, and my oldest brother was a DJ. He's 5 years older than me, and he got turntables probably when he was like 10, 11. So my whole upbringing was just watching him DJing my birthday parties, school events, everything. So it was always like this party environment, always music around, always vinyl, just always digging into the culture, music and dancing and just everything. So that's how we started, huh?
So you said he got his first turntables at 10. So is it safe to say that your home was a musical home, like your whoever you were raised with, mom and dad, or somebody, whoever you were raised with was a big like music influence on that?
Yeah, I mean, my parents were very unique. Like they were always supportive of just anything we wanted to do.
Okay.
So I honestly don't know how or why he got turntables. I don't know what like sparked that in him, but I think he actually told me that he asked my younger brother, who's in between us, he's like 2 years older than me. He asked him to ask my parents for turntables.
At 11?
Actually, like my middle brother.
Back in the day, and I think we all can attest to this. The reason I asked you that is because, with us growing up to music, we grew up to the Motown sounds. Like, my grandmother, Barry Gordy and, Barry White, all the old Motown sounds and the soul food sounds, especially on Sunday, all the music was blasting. So that's why
music was always playing. Yes, music was always playing in my house. It was always like a very festive environment, always like, like parties, and our house was the house that everybody came to like for Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of that. So we were always like just surrounded by a bunch of different people and, like just welcoming people into our home and stuff. So I think just being exposed to that helped make us like really well-rounded, like we could get along with a lot of different personalities, and then our parents were very supportive, just like, okay, you want to do that? All right, let's do it. Let's figure out how to get it done. And, so it really instilled in us the fact that we can do whatever we want. Like, at least try it, like if you say you want to do something, at least get up and try it, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to start over, all of that.
And shout out to your parents for believing, right? Like, because that's powerful, and that's not everybody coming from where we come from had that. I was fortunate like that to have parents like that too, but to grow with that, right? You said at 11, 11 turntables must have been expensive like a mug back then. That's a good investment.
I'm glad
you know what I'm saying. That's a good investment. And like, I'm curious for you because you're 6 at the time because he's 5 years older, right? 11. What was like the one hip hop moment that you remember? You're like, damn, I love this shit. But do you remember like it was a song or anything that was like a good moment for you?
I don't know. I feel like Lottie Dottie is coming to to mind, like at like school, because my brother used to DJ at school events and like my birthday parties and stuff. And I just remember, you know, like that, like the whole, like the music and just like how it made people feel. And I feel like it gave us like this confidence to express ourselves at, you know, with music as our backdrop, you know, like that's what I remember about it.
See that, you know, I rock with your energy because you started whopping just like, no music on.
No music on, right?
I just realized something that you said. We got to touch back on this thing, right? You know, back in the 60s and 70s, right? Our parents weren't making a lot of money. This is not, she didn't say her brother wanted to draw or wanted to be a painter or something like, which would be considered like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like conventional, like, no, well, conventional, right? Like a DJ, like a DJ. You understand?
Something like new, like hip hop.
That's what I'm saying. And hip hop is brand new at that point. This is what I'm saying, right? Hip hop is brand new. So once again, a shout out to the testament of your family to go. I think it was like Technique back in the day was one of the big turntables.
Yes, it was Technique. It
was the silver ones, right?
Yeah, it was so yes.
Right, the silver and black ones, right?
Yeah, it was like this thick. It was raised a little bit. Yeah.
So my uncle had a set, but again, like, you know, and you couldn't just go buy turntables. Like you had to go to like a Sam Ash or like a special guitar.
Right. Yes.
At that time, it wasn't so many places. So 1, it was a niche. 2, to find this equipment, and 3, to buy this equipment and invest in an avenue that you had no idea of where this thing was going.
Right.
That support system is amazing.
It's amazing. You know, but it also is a good segue. I would love to know too. Like, were your parents entrepreneurs as well? Or are you the first entrepreneur in your family?
We are first generation entrepreneurs. My dad, he had some business, but I'm not sure what exactly it was. I don't know if it was like a consulting business or something. But they also own real estate, so they're landlords, which is a business in of itself. So so I guess you could say we're kind of like second generation because that's running a business.
In your blood,
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
talked about that on previous shows. Remember?
Yeah, no, for sure.
When your family has that spirit in it.
Right. Yes. Yeah. It's very hard to be a first generation, but second generation, like you have all of that knowledge and expertise and money to like funnel into your experience to help you grow. So that I know that definitely made things a lot easier. My mom worked in education. She was a teacher. She did adult education, and then she also worked for the Department of Education, forming like different programs and stuff. Like I don't know if y'all remember, like Take Your Daughter to Work Day.
Yeah.
So she was instrumental in starting that and like a bunch of other programs with the Department of Education. And then my dad was a city planner for New York City, and then he worked for the UN. So so that's how I got into engineering. He told me to study engineering and architecture, and so that's how I started engineering and architecture.
Wow.
I got 2 things to say to that. 1, hopefully he wasn't a planner that helped plan Queens, because that is the worst direction, traffic, road, place, Smith Avenue, Smith Road, Smith Place, Smith Drive. Like that's just crazy. Smith Avenue is here. Smith Road is across town. Hopefully he didn't play in Queens.
No. He was more so like downtown Brooklyn area. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Also, Jarrett, you fall into this now. This directly resonates with you because now look at this. Jarrett is an entrepreneur, and my godson, which is his son, right, just told him what he wants to be when he grows up. What's your son want to be, Jarrett?
You talking about Jameer Case?
Case, what did Case tell you he wants to be?
He wants to be a YouTuber. He wants to be a content creator.
A content creator, and how old is he?
5 years old. I go in there. I go in the room, and he's on his iPad making a movie.
Already.
already with his iframe and all, like cutting it up and all.
Yeah, and just like feed that, just let him like hone that skill. A funny story, we did have a business when we were very young. We had an airline. My parents were the only one that flew the airline, but we did.
Whoa, airline, that's fire.
You on Soul Plane?
He's a Soul Plane.
We had a soul plane. I was the stewardess. My brother was the CEO, and then the one in between was the pilot. And we would line the chairs up and like make little tickets and hand them out to our parents. My grandmother would ride the airline. Like I was going through my parents' stuff, and we found like the whole booklet. It was like a whole like plan for our airline. Who was gonna do what? Where the airline was gonna fly? Like. And so I'm like, that was our first business.
Were there other Black-owned airlines at that time?
That's great. I don't think
that's dope. Like, that's
here's
super
the
dope.
education to it. Is there Black-owned airlines now?
Spirit.
No, I mean,
you're wrong. You're so wrong for that.
I thought you were gonna say Frontier Spirit.
Spirit.
No, actually, I think there's an African Black-owned airline. It's an African sister, I think. I feel like.
Well, shout out to her, man. That's like because you just said your pops was like doing consulting work with the UN, like, and then the airline. You know, when you said the airline, you know what I thought of? The Living Color skit. You ever seen the Hey Man? He's like, I was the cook. I was the cook. Remember that back in the day?
Yes.
Hey Man.
Oh my! I'm gonna cry in this episode. I see it already. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, we were like, because I mean, my dad worked for the UN, so we would travel a lot. We lived in Africa, we lived in St. Kitts, so we moved around a lot. So at a young age, we were flying planes, and it was, so it was like, oh, I like this. Like, I feel like I could own an airline.
You see the hidden message. The hidden message in that is what you do as a parent directly translates to what your children learn and understand, right? We talk about learned behavior. You don't have to say I'm an entrepreneur. I can never say to my child I'm an entrepreneur, but if he grows up and understand that daddy runs businesses and daddy always does business, what do children do mostly? They mimic what they see. You can tell them what they do, but they mimic what they see. So by your showing you all of these different things, what it did was it exploded your brain. It unlocked your brain and said, wow, look at all these possibilities of what I could do and what we could become. And to start off at a young age and have that kind of ability, like with your brain open and begging for knowledge like that is no wonder that you end up being in the position that you are now. It's like the cheat code.
That's the cheat code right there. Right?
What he's doing right now. He said, Daddy, put it on YouTube right now. That's what he said.
That's what you said is so accurate. And I don't think parents realize that enough, that kids are like, they're just watching your every move. They're not listening. The words like literally won't mean anything until they're older and they have these experiences. You know how it is, like now you think about certain things. You're like, yo, my mother used to say that. Yeah, my grandmother used to say that, but it meant nothing back then. It's like you have to experience certain things and see them happening. Like one thing, and I realized this when my daughters, I have two daughters, they're teenagers now, but when they were born, my husband was studying to be a lieutenant. He's FDNY. He's retired now, but he FDNY. So he was studying to be a lieutenant. So while he's watching them, they just see him like in books. Like when I tell you, my daughters are avid readers. You ask them when they were young, if you ask them where they wanted to go, Barnes and Noble. What kid says they want to go to Barnes and Noble? Like, because they saw that that's what he was doing. So it's like they weren't picking up iPads and, watching TV. They were in books because that's what they saw him doing. So, it's like, that's what I'm going to do.
Message.
Shout out to y'all, yo. Shout out to y'all.
Cheat code. I love it. It's the cheat code, but I love it. You understand?
Yeah.
Definitely kids ain't doing that shit now because there's only like one Barnes and Nobles left in New York.
Yeah, and it's mixed with a Starbucks.
We got a Jamba Juice in it now.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Even to this day, my daughters will find a bookstore. Like that's what they still do that for fun. It's
that's dope. That's super dope. Did you start the hip hop closet before you had your kids or after?
I started before. Mm-hmm.
And I know the experiences and what your parents like introduce you to as far as lifestyle and seeing the world, like introduce you, spark that. But was there one event that said, hey, was you like at corporate? Because you said you was an engineer, you was thinking about architecture. Like, was there one thing that said, no, I got to do my own thing?
No, it's funny. Like I guess, I've always been the type of person like if somebody wanted me to do something, I would do it. Like for example, like I was young and I used to, you remember like in the back of the newspaper, they used to have like these learn how to draw things in the newspaper. It was like in the comic book section.
Yeah, comic section. The funnies.
Jarrett, you might be a little too young for that.
I remember the funnies. I don't remember how to draw. I remember the funnies.
Yeah, Jarrett's a little younger than us. I remember that. I remember that. Jarrett's a little younger.
With this thick ass beard right now, I need a shape.
I was like, Sudoku?
No, it would be like these little cartoon things. So I would take those and I would like make these little cartoon things. Anyway, long story short, one of my mother's friends saw them hanging up and she was like, oh, I wanted to make a deck of cards for me. So I made a deck of cards, sold her a deck of cards from that. I used to twist my brother's hair. He used to work at Spike's joint. This football player came in, was like, oh, I like your hair. Who did it? He was like, my sister. He was like, what's she doing? I'm like, yeah, give me some money. I'll do your hair. So it's like anything. If I could do it and make money from it, let's go. I'm going to do it. So I guess I always kind of had this entrepreneurial spirit in me, but I was working as an engineer in San Diego, California. I had just graduated from Howard University, and I got this job. Of course, I wanted to come home. It's too bright. I wanted to come back to Brooklyn, but I was like, you know what? Let me look. How much are y'all paying me? They relocated me, so I was working in Southern California, building the infrastructure for the internet. That's what my job was. Okay. And my brother said, the internet is about to explode with e-commerce. We should sell clothing and accessories online. And, we were like, okay, well, let's sell what we wear, what we like, because we understood that coming from Brooklyn, you have access to everything, like it was like the epicenter at that time. You get any people did shopping trips to New York. So one of his friends, he was in Philly at the time, and one of his friends used to always ask him to take him to New York to shop. So he was like, this sounds like a little something. So he approached me one time when I came home from school. From working in San Diego. And he said, we should open up an online business selling clothing and accessories. I'm like, what you talking about? Like, I didn't even know, I was like, I don't even know anything about that. So I was like, let me go do some research. So I went back to Cali and I started I bought a computer because I didn't even have a computer in my apartment. Bought a computer and started doing some research. And I was like, oh, you're onto something. This is like booming. It's about to be a booming industry. So I did all of the numbers. We did a business plan. Nothing happened until we did our business plan and planned out where we wanted to go. My mom proofread the business plan, and then we had the task of figuring out how do you go online? How do you start a business? Where do we get clothing from? Even who are going to be our suppliers? Like that whole thing. So that's pretty much how we started.
How long did it take you from the idea to get up and running?
So it was December. I came home December 97, and we opened our virtual doors by July of 98.
Wow. I'm trying to think 98. It wasn't even, I definitely wasn't on the internet.
The internet wasn't booming in 97, 98.
It was still early. It wasn't, that was like pre-AOL.
Yeah, it was
that was AOL. That's
AOL. I had the little dial-up disc.
Dial-up. The disc with the code on it. Yeah, that they used to mail to your house. Remember, they used to mail it to your house.
Yeah. If we wanted to update, you had to get a new disc. Yeah.
That was nasty work. Oh my God, how we do it?
Yeah, let me to put it really into perspective. So our model was always we would put the pictures of the clothing online, and then we would actually get the clothing, because a lot of the brands didn't want to mess with us. They were like, we don't sell online, and nobody really understood it at the time. So we just went to stores in New York, and we were like, listen, once this inventory is old and you can't sell anymore, we'll just take all your old inventory, take pictures, put it online, and sell it like that. So I was still in Cali. My brother was in New York, and he would actually take pictures, develop them, and mail me the actual pictures that I would scan in and upload to the internet. No digital camera, no emailing, like none of that.
Damn!
Not that picture.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, because you know what I'm thinking too, Kai? As you're saying that, I'm like, yo, because you came up with the business plan. How did you really like actualize and put it on paper the opportunity of the internet when we don't know what it was at that moment?
Right.
So, like, how did you know what to invest, what not to invest, how much supply, to get, all that stuff, inventory?
So the thing is, the like starting it up was very easy. It wasn't expensive, and there weren't a whole lot of options at the time. Like sometimes when you're given too many options, you kind of have like that what is it? You freeze. Huh?
You can be overwhelmed.
It overwhelms you. There's a name for it. Indecision, something. I can't remember it at this moment, but you kind of freeze up and you don't know what decision to make because there's too many options.
Indecisive.
Yeah, you're indecisive. Yeah. So it's paralysis, something. Anyway. Yoo-hoo, y'all remember Yoo-hoo, right?
Yeah.
Yahoo.
I was like, you was a good drink. I was like, that's a tasty shit back in the day. On a cold summer day.
Right? Like, yeah, of course, Yoo-hoo. Yellow no straw in it.
Shout out to you. We want a sponsorship. We said your name.
15%.
Hip Hop Closet, the name, the brand.
15%.
Right. Yahoo was, before Google, so they were the big ones in the game. Yeah. So we just went with them because also whatever you put on their platform, you became number one in the search engine. So our organic reach was insane because there was nothing like it. So we were number one. Like people thought that we were these actual websites because nobody had a website. Pele, Sean John, Rockaware, Fubu, Calcanite, none of them had a website. So if anybody was searching for them, we would pop up. So it was, it was like, and I mean, that was kind of like a gift and a curse almost because not knowing anything about business, not realizing that, like you have to, there's marketing, there's sales, like we were so bogged down in just the logistics of everything. We didn't even have time to get to marketing and sales, which was fine because we kind of piggybacked off of the marketing and sales of these other brands. So we only had to focus on logistics. And then we got shouted out on MTV like really early, like probably like a year in. June Ambrose shouted us out during Hip Hop Week. And this was at a time when MTV was like, fiending for content. So they would run, if they produced something, they would just run it. So literally for a week straight, we had an ad running on MTV. Wow. And that we didn't pay for. Like I was at my job when it aired, and I was designing the stressed out at my job because that was a very stressful job. And I come home and there's like all of these messages and orders, and I'm like, what the hell happened? And then like somebody was like, why are you advertising on MTV and you don't even have a whole lot of stuff? Because we didn't even have a lot of stuff on the, like we were getting mad, like we didn't have a whole lot of stuff. I'm like, what you talking about? I'm not. Then I figured out what happened, and it was like, wow. And that was like kind of life-changing, and that set us on a trajectory where I was like, all right, yeah, so it's time for me to quit my job. I'm gonna go on back home.
Yep.
Give this my all. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's period 2. Second period. We about to get
so many things to say about that. I mean, it's so many. I don't even know. So many things to say about that. First of all, you're a pioneer. Just think about that, right? Yeah. Nobody, when the internet came out, nobody knew what to think about the internet. You understand? Right. Nobody, like you said, right? Everybody was like, the what? When email came out, they was like, email? Like, what the hell? Right? It was like taboo to send it. You sent me a what? So for you guys to have the vision not only to start the company, but have the vision to go to these stores, right? And you guys are young, right? Fresh out of college, early 20s,
real talk,
going to these stores with no experience, right? Just like, who's the manager?
Grit and grind.
Looking for the guy with the tag that says manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? And you guys kind of like put this business together while you were moving, right?
Yes.
There was really no planning on it. This is like, we will figure it out as we go. So, I mean, give yourself some credit for that, because you can't know everything. And without a mentor, you did a phenomenal job of winging it.
Yeah.
I mean, we the true sense of the word entrepreneur. Like, we're gonna jump out this window and like put our parachute together as we're like
fire. But you know, also another thing to piggyback says for the listeners too is timing as well, right? Yeah. Because the timing of that, right? You just said Pele, all these big brands didn't have it. If you guys have the foresight of that and take advantage of you, same thing. It's similar to what my story is on LinkedIn. We tell people all the time, right? Why Pop's on LinkedIn? Because nobody goes on there. Nobody goes in there and talk, because why? People are scared of what the professional image is and all that other stuff. And so when you search something, you're going to see Jarrett Thomas with a hat and a hoodie on talking to shit, because same way you see hip hop closets. So guys, think about the organic reach, right? If you got to be in the places where you'll be able to be seen, give yourself a chance to be visible, and that changed the whole game.
Yeah.
And don't worry about like it not being perfect. You know, like people get really, really hung up on, well, it's not perfect. I can't present it to the market. No, go for it. Like, what? It's like, what we up to? iPhone 35 or something like that? Like, every time they put one out, they, you know, I know it's not iPhone 35. I know it's like 17.
It's damn close. They're close enough.
The message you said is received, because me and Jarrett have this conversation all the time. He yells at me all the time because I'm one of those people. Like, first of all, like, let's say like Instagram, right? I don't put up blurry pictures. I don't care. Like, I don't care. If you put up a blur, no, we don't get the message. Take this. It's a picture like that. I go crazy. But he's like, yo, just put it out, bro. He does that he teaches LinkedIn workshops. And he gets on me because I don't really post a lot, because I fell into that. Like, this is a business thing. People got on suits. My profile is me in a suit with a tie on it. You know what I mean? And he's like, bro, it's content deficient. Who cares? Just let's go do it. And so he lives exactly what you're saying. He lives this every single day. And I fell victim to that, because I'd be like, I'm not putting out half-ass thing. This is my personality. Like, I feel like if I don't give it my all, I can't do it.
But that's the key, though. Yeah. That's the key. Like, if you have given it your all, like, just know that at what point is giving it your all, because at the end of the day, things can always be improved on. You know,
Absolutely.
Like, you can always make something different. But the best knowledge is consumer knowledge. You know, like taking a product to market and then getting the, you know, people to tell you what they need, how to make it better, how, you know, because you could be over here tweaking forever and then it never comes out.
Absolutely.
You know? So like, big things that we used to do was we had a section and we would tell people, you know, tell us what you want on the site. Because I guarantee you, if one person is looking for it, there's going to be a whole bunch of other people that just don't want to say it. Genius. You know, so we would always like, it was very much a user-generated site where it's like, okay, oh, you looking for a do-rag? Because, you know, a lot of stuff, it's like, we can find this stuff on every corner, you know, but we don't understand that in Illinois, no, well, not Illinois, but like, you know, Minneapolis, or I don't know, some small place, Oklahoma maybe. they don't have it on their street corner, at least not back then, you know. So it's like, okay, let's give it to them. And we were basically going off, and now this is around the time when music videos were exploding too. So whatever people saw in music videos, that's what they wanted to look like their favorite artist.
So I'm curious too, though, in the early days too, after the MTV, was the natural progression for you guys to work with artists, or did you guys work with artists at that stage?
We never really worked with artists too much. Really? We just worked directly with suppliers, you know, because like we would, and people, you know, like individuals. Like the best word of mouth is your peers. You know, like nobody's talking to an artist. You know, an artist will get you a lot of visibility, but it's not until that person can ask their friend if they've ever purchased from hiphopcloset.com if they're going to purchase. You know, like you feel more.
Well, you're muted, sis.
Huh?
Well, you're muted for a second. I don't know how.
Okay.
We get you now. But before you start again, though, let's give you one of those because you're going off. You're going off. We're in period 3 now. This is getting advanced, y'all. I hope y'all keeping up.
You know, what she says makes perfect sense. Like, how can you even argue what she just said? Word of mouth is everything. It's good and bad. Good and bad. Because a lot of times you could do 100 good things and that one negative.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, go.
But also though, what was genius? I was gonna say I just wanted to pat you on the back too for you being like most big brands fail with this. They don't listen to the customer.
That's a fact.
And you guys like was to say, yo, you could easily say, y'all saw LL with this shit. I'm gonna put FUBU on. I'm gonna throw some Pele in here, and it is what it is. You said, no, I'm not gonna do that. I want to know from you guys what you want. You say it all the time, Jay. We just said this shit this morning. If the people want peanut butter, give them peanut butter. That's his line. Yeah,
I did say that.
Crazy, but I definitely want to say like that's foresight and that's forward thinking.
But she put it on her website. Like, no, give me the feedback. I want it.
Yeah,
and customers love it.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was like, you know, what do you need?
Business model is crazy. You know, I love it. Integrating a real-time interaction with the community that you are building. Make them feel like their voice matters. You make a person feel like they matter, they become your community, plain and simple.
Exactly, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were almost like personal shoppers to extent, you know, like people would, once we started establishing and getting, you know, like regular customers, they would always call us like, okay, what's new out there? What's hot in the streets? Like, what's going on here? And we'd show it to them. Once again, it's a gift and a curse because most people, you know, it's the bell curve, right? And like you have your early adopters, you have everybody else, and then you have your late adopters. And a lot of our customers were here in the beginning. So, you know, you don't get everybody. Like once all of these people want it, we've moved on. Because we have to fuel the early adopters. We got to give these people what's fresh and new. You know, like you know, it's like 3 years later, people will be calling us like, oh, I saw someone yesterday. I'm like, you cannot be real. Like, 3 years ago, you think I got something for 3 years ago? But at the same time, like you take like a lot of these legacy brands and stuff, like, you know, like take Polo, for instance, and, you know, the Gap, like they have things that they've produced for 20, 30 years.
The Polo shirt, period. That shit has not changed in my lifetime.
Right. Yes.
The same colors every year, the same size horse, the same everything.
Yeah.
And last year, get it this year. If you need it,
like, right, exactly. And as like creatives and business owners, I think a lot of time we also get caught up in giving people something new and fresh. Because, you know, we're sick of it. We think that we have to give people something new and fresh when a lot of time, no, they just want that same thing, just in a new color or just crispy, you know, like Air Force Ones or something, you know?
Yeah, they never lie.
But you know, with these big brands, and I'm glad you said that because we have to just tie into that. Be clear. You have to create something that becomes a classic. You have to create something that is so like beyond time that people are like, I don't care what year it is. I want this, right? The construction Timberland, right? God knows how long that's been out, right? And it's just a staple in fashion. Like you said, the Air Force One, right? Every year, the same exact shoe, the same exact color, you know. So you create something that becomes a staple to the community. And yes, it will stand the test of time. The Polo shirt, you know what I mean? And yeah, like you said, sometimes people just want this. I just need a new one. I just need a new one.
Just need a fresh new one. Yeah. And it's like, you could still introduce like, you know, fun, different stuff, but you really do have to have that staple piece that, you know, will fuel you and keep you going, you know, as you're like,
brand too. I think it like defines your brand. I think it defines your brand. Like it's part of your brand. Like this is what we are, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also
you like I'm not the coach. I was saying it makes you easily identifiable. That's what I wanted to say, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It just makes you easy. Like when they see it, they already know what the brand is. Oh, that's the polo.
Exactly.
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah.
Right, Chuck T's, all
of Chuck Taylor's. Chuck Taylor's
Converse,
right?
Yeah. But I'm also curious too. Like I'm thinking about in the early days, like you're winging it. You got the MTV, like it's certain things. So we're in entrepreneurship right now, Kai. So we're about to hit a year, right? Hit a year, successful business. But as you know, thank you, Queen. You know what I'm saying? We rocking OTB Digital, and as you know, sis, it's some days it's filet mignon, some days it's peanut butter and jelly. Some days it's no, we just Nick, we flying. What the hell he talking about?
Some days it's like you checking the website, like, is it on? Like, is it still running?
Is this thing on? You go from this to that to this to that and stay in the course. Is the hardest thing. That's that bell curve that you was talking about. So
it's like, you know, like when you were younger and you had the landline phone and it's like you waiting for a call, but it's not coming through. You picking up the phone like you working? Like
I'm gonna just take money if you're trying to call. I'm waiting. I'm motherfucking waiting.
Like this motherfucker must be unplugged. Oh, excuse me.
That motherfucker must be waiting. Come on.
Damn. Is it working?
I'm telling you, Jarrett said, I got call waiting.
Yeah.
I got visual voicemail. I got transcribe. Like
I try to beat them too. I try to three-way their ass yesterday.
Let me know that you calling. I get
money was busy.
Yeah. And like that now, a version of that now is like the way we collect money. Like you know, when we first started, it was just credit cards, you know, like only credit cards. Now it's like Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, you know, Venmo, Cash, you know, like it's like you have to meet the customer wherever they are and, you know, do all of these different things to get the sale, make it easy.
So let me ask you a question. So we're talking about the clothing. So me and Jarrett have had the opportunity to go to your showroom. And I told Jarrett there was a lot of pieces that I seen that I wanted. So these are now regular pieces that you're selling. When did you go? Because the pieces I seen look custom. They didn't look like off the shelf. So when did you transition from not only, you know, selling pieces that everybody could get to those custom pieces?
Probably about maybe 10, 15 years ago now. Because we got into this weird space with fashion where things were just everything was looking the same. You know, like you go to the mall and every single store had the same stuff, you know, and that was kind of like the curse of the internet. Because now, you know, you can see what everybody's putting out. You know, you can see everything. So if you think that that's hot, you're going to run after that, you know? And I think that we went through this period where people were afraid to be individuals. They were afraid to wear something that not everybody had, you know, where in our culture, initially, that's how you know, like you didn't want nothing that, unless it was a pair of Timbs or Air Force Ones, you know, everything else had to be like, you fly on the block, you know, like nobody else has it. We went through this period where everybody was looking the same, but then, and so we felt like we needed to come up with custom stuff. We needed to like really reconnect with our clients and find out, because, you know, now we're going through like this generational thing where, you know, like people that were 20 are now like 30. They're in a different stage in their life. They're at 40, you know, like, so you still want flavor, but it's a different, you know, you go in different places. So you can't necessarily wear what you wore when you're 20s, but you still want something. So that's when we moved more into customization, because now it's like, okay, you know what you want. What do you want? Like, let's get that for you so you can still have something that's quality, unique, and, you know, speaks to who you are.
Yeah. And I'm also like, was that around the same time you decided to go from e-commerce to brick and mortar?
No, e-commerce to brick and mortar came a little bit later, because what was happening was the internet was just turning into the wild, wild west, you know. So all of these Chinese and websites, you know, popping up and stealing our picture. Sorry.
Asians. We want to be politically correct on the show.
If I raise up, gonna be trouble.
It's gonna be trouble if they come for our ass.
No problem. No problem.
I don't know who said that. I think that
he shouted. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear a damn thing. Y'all heard anything, Brown?
All of these websites started popping up. They would steal our pictures and say that they were shipping this, and then it wouldn't be that. So we got to this point where we were continuously getting calls. Are you real? Are you real? And I'm like, yeah, I'm really here. This is me. I'm on the phone. So we had to open up a space where people can, even if they couldn't come, they would see that people were going there, that this is a real place. And we wanted to have a space where you could really experience the brand of hip hop closet, so that's when we opened up this new space.
Fire. And how did you come up with the name?
I love that.
I was just in Cali walking on this trail, exercising, and it just popped into my head. I don't know.
It's dope. Like when you, only reason I asked that because for me, even for the show, right, more than a title, I literally came up with the name 2 weeks before we hosted the line. Just had a first guest, but I hated the name. I'm like, more than a title. It's really a playoff for I Am Athlete. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it all the way real. It was a playoff for that. I'm like, yo, athlete, we more than that. All right, cool. And then it just stuck. So you just knew instantly you were like, this is the one.
Right. Yeah. It popped in. And I was like, okay, this is it, because it encompassed everything that we were doing. It just popped in my head, and I was that's it.
That makes sense.
For me, it's weird for me though, because when you are one of the pioneers of doing what you're doing, you're offering these hip hop clothing, the classic clothing that everybody's looking for, right? Up and coming people at that time, if like you said, the LLs, and when they wore something, that was it. LL put on FUBU, game over. You understand? Fat Farm, and you got these celebrities or these artists, because hip hop was exploding to wear something and it would take off. I'm really surprised, especially at the fact that when you started making custom pieces, that you guys really didn't connect with, even if you got an artist to be your ambassador. You know what I mean? I'm just really surprised that you never picked up an artist as an ambassador to show your custom pieces, because I think that would have helped your reach just phenomenally.
But it's very hard though, right? I'm pretty sure you might have tried, or was it?
We actually didn't even try.
Didn't even try? Wow.
Yeah, wow. And nobody, you from Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
You know what I'm saying?
What happened? We all
a rapper on every corner.
Artists. Why y'all ain't go to the hip hop closet?
I think we for a long time, really flew under the radar because we were just internet only. A lot of our clients weren't even in New York, because everything we sold you could get in New York. And then we weren't a actual physical store. So, we're just shipping all over the world. We're shipping to Australia. We're shipping everywhere else but New York.
Crazy.
It wasn't until we opened up that the showroom that it became a thing where people would come. And so now we have more artists coming in and getting stuff, and connecting with more artists. After we linked up with April too, she's been introducing us to a lot of people, and it's
shout out to April
going that way.
See now
there we go. More than the title, we'll be ambassadors. They said it. We will be the ambassadors.
It gotta be in some type of pink or blue. I gotta put it out there. I'm not wearing nothing black.
Okay.
Black stuff is for him. The black stuff is for him.
I'll rock it.
Now it makes sense, because in the mid 90s, right? I was in high school, and that's when sneakers really started to explode, right? Jordans and the foam posits, and we're talking the first sneaker to come out for $200 was the penny. The foam was insane. And it was in that era, it was a fight to not look like anybody else. I remember having a fight. I was just tell you the story about, I had a fight. The Patrick Ewings came out. The Ewings, the 33 in the back.
With the basketball. I still got those.
Yeah, so it was only me. It was only me from my building, a guy named Doug from the next building. We was in Soundview, and my man Ali had them. Nobody else in the hood had these sneakers. And Ali was taller. I was always a little guy. And when he seen me with the sneakers on, he's like, nah, you're not having the same sneakers as me. It was like that. And I was like, wait. fuck out of here. And we literally had a fight because I don't know, it was crazy. Like, we gonna fight me because we got on the same sneakers? At least let me take them off. 15 pairs. I got a whole these. These just might last me the whole year. But it was literally a fight because we had the same sneakers. At that point, we knew it was serious. So what we would do is we used to save our clothes, save our money, and take trips to the outlet. That's when the outlet trips were huge, right? Yeah. Not Woodbury. We would go out of state to Pennsylvania or to Reading, Pennsylvania, or to Red Hook in Long Island, because now we would save all our money. Oh yeah, that's when Old Navy first came out. Not Old Navy, the Gap was big. Yeah, Old Navy had just came out, and we would go and spend all our money on Woolridge and all these different clothes from all these different areas, not understanding that fashion is made demographically. So we didn't understand that, okay, the polo shirt in New York is not the polo shirt in Cali. They make different colors. We didn't
different colors, different materials.
So we understood that if we saved our money when these big trips came up for $50 for the bus, we could go to the outlet and just clean them out. So we would save $400 and go to the outlet and clean them out and come back and have nothing. Nobody would have nothing that we had, like rugby and stuff like that. Yeah, that's
Can I just say 2 points? You sound old as fuck. You said Old Navy. He said that.
Old Navy had just came out, bro.
Oh, the Old Navy. Old Navy had just came out. That shit was Young Navy. That shit Old Navy.
We were taking those trips. I want to say, and you can check it, but I want to say 95, 96. Because Gap was already out. Remember, right? Because remember, Old Navy is Gap. It's the Gap.
Yeah, absolutely. They own now. Yeah.
Right. So Gap was already big, and then they dropped Old Navy. Banana Republic was out, but Old Navy had came out as this like mix between Banana Republic and Gap. It was more edgy. It was more like street urban, like that. And at the outlet,
but number two though, that was number one. You said but number two, you said you fought. Did you get your ass whooped? Who won with the Ewings? If we're gonna do this for content, we're gonna do this for content. What are we doing? Tell me what it is.
Listen, I was smaller than him. He caught me with the sucker punch to the stomach. He caught me with the sucker punch to the stomach. I keeled over. I was like, this shit ain't over. I went to Kogan and got my uncle. My uncle came and was like, nigga, if you ever touch my nephew again, it's problems. And he was like, all right, we good. I went and got back. I went and got back up. It was like 4'11". He was like this big. He sucker punched me in the stomach. I couldn't breathe. I needed help.
He kept it real. He kept it real.
I needed help. Yeah, I needed help. Went and got back up. I ain't gonna lie. My uncle always been a big fitness guy. So he came and snatched him up like, yo, you know me, right? You're like, if you ever touch my nephew again, it's over. So he was like, all right, we good from there. Never had a fight with him.
And then you had your sneakers, so you were good.
You was good. And it's just to get back to you, because once you open up space, you said more artists are getting involved, right? Like, we asked all of our guests this. What was one moment, the mama made it moment for you, when you was like, yo, baby, a big artist came to the shop and you end up fitting them for clothing? What was one moment you was like, damn, this was the right decision?
I mean, honestly, it was like the MTV moment when we first started. After that, everything, and I'm really trying very hard to like appreciate milestones. Absolutely. You know, like, because like I do stuff, but I'm always looking to the next thing. You know, like even like, I mean, I feel like one success this year that I feel really good about is we celebrated our 25th anniversary block party in the Navy Yard. And
we was invited to that.
Yes.
No, I think I don't know the day.
No, we was invited to that, bro. They invited us to that after the Catch These Compliments. It was after Catch These Compliments, if I'm not mistaken.
It was definitely after that.
It was
after. We got invited to that. We dropped the ball.
We dropped the ball. I'm sorry. He kept it real.
Anyway, we had 8,000 RSVPs for that.
Wow.
And yes, and like 2,000 people showed up, and it was this really hot day. The weather was like really shady. Like they were saying it was going to be like these thunderstorms. And I know that we probably would have had even more people than that, but it just like felt so good. People were coming from Boston and Philly, DMV area. Some people came from LA, from Texas, you know, like people were coming from like other countries too to celebrate with us. And I feel that like just made me so happy because I'm like, wow, you know, like y'all appreciate us and, you know, y'all are coming here to celebrate this milestone with us. And it just felt really good.
That's fire. First of all, we'll let them air horns go. 2,000 people on an event.
For 25 years, let that horn
let's keep going. Let's keep going. 25 black-owned business, huh?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
25 of them things.
With technically no formal business education, no mentor, no appearance on Shark Tank.
No mentor,
none of that, right?
No celebrity
backing.
No celebrity ambassador. Yeah, nothing.
Amazing.
Fire, Queen.
That's amazing. I just want to give you. I gotta give you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
We appreciate you because once again, and we say this every show, but we're gonna keep saying it. There is somebody right now that's gonna listen and watch and listen to your story that has ideas like this and say, "Yo, they did this for 25. I could do this." I promise you. You just inspired God knows how many people. Whether you ever meet them or they ever get a chance to tell you that you inspired them, just know that by you just telling that story, 25 years in the culture of the up and down, the economics of the up and down, 25 years, that is amazing.
That's a testament. Yeah,
that's a testament.
That's a fact, Queen.
And let me just say this, right? And you're a staple in your community, like the Dapper Dan from Harlem. You are a staple in Brooklyn. You mean something to Brooklyn.
Facts.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
These compliments.
Yeah. Shout out to Honey, shout out to Chastity.
Shout out to Big Honey. Shout out.
Yes. Shout out to Chastity and Big Honey. Yeah, they're great. I love them.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question now. So now we have the studio space. We're selling clothes, right? So now we're talking about the next big thing. Okay, so we went from selling clothes online. We went from opening a brick and mortar shop, and now you have clothes on display, and you're doing both, right? It's a hybrid because I'm pretty sure you're still getting orders online now because it's easier now. So now you said celebrate accomplishments. What's the next step for Hip Hop Closet?
So we definitely want to open in other markets. So we want to bring, so the space that you were in is actually a different business. It's called Suite 607. And so Suite 607 is where you experience hiphopcloset.com. And that's where we have events like Catch These Compliments, and we have book discussions and book signings and experiential shopping. So you come in and you get an education, you get entertained, and then you see a dope jacket. Like we've shot music videos in the space and sold coats at the music video, like people that were coming to like participate in a music video and they buy a coat, So I got the idea from one time, me and my family, we drove down to Busch Gardens, and I'm like, I love a rabbit hole. I love Google and I love a rabbit hole. So we're driving back, from Busch Gardens, and I'm, like, what's the history of Busch Gardens? Who owns Busch Gardens? Who started it? So I'm starting to Google, and I fall down this rabbit hole, and I realized that Busch Gardens was a marketing tool for Anheuser-Busch. Like
I didn't know that.
The beer. They started Busch Gardens as a place where people can come and experience the beer. Wow. So that now when they go home and they feel like they want to have a good time, they associate this beer with a good time. And so I was like, ooh, that's really smart. Like I need a space where people can come and experience Hip Hop Closet. And now, similar to like you go to a concert and they have the merch. Yeah. You're only buying that t-shirt because you enjoyed the show, and now you want to feel like you're still connected to that show. Yeah. So in essence, that's kind of like what Suite 607 is. And we want to expand that into other markets and bring that to other places.
You have my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
I'm gonna let it go. You went from fourth period straight to seventh. Advanced business. That's advanced business on their asses.
I love it, man.
I love that shit.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I love everything about it. My biggest thing is, and this is what makes me angry, is that your story. I feel like we just found you, right? Yeah. And we've been doing music for God knows, I don't want to say nothing because Hayes is gonna be like, you showing your age. Shut up, Hayes. We've been doing music a long time, and we just, you know, learned about you through a mutual friend. I feel like your story has to get out there because it's such a dope story. It's so influential. It ties to the community. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the problem that I have though. Like when it's negative shit, it's all over the place, right? We put it out there, we're sharing it. It's all the negative shit. But when we got a positive thing, like a company that started, family owned, 25 years, still together, still operating, staple in the community, where's the promotion in that? Where's the support?
It's called more than a title, because that's what we do. We build it for our people. That's what we're doing. We're gonna bring it to our people for our people. That's what it is. That's what this is about, sis. Yeah. And if you allow us, sis, I would love to bring some of the top Black creators from LinkedIn, some of the top business Black people to your shop and do something with you. I'm putting it out there online. Absolutely. I'm telling you right now, we'll bring them all. I'll bring CEO, we'll bring them in, and we'll have something. I want to see Black faces, Black faces.
Yeah, we were talking about putting together an event, and one thing that me and Jarrett was talking about, we just don't want to go to any place. I'm being honest with you. Like,
very picky.
We had to find a place that was real, that people could feel connected. We don't want 1,000 people. We wanted it to be very intimate, like your spot is. So, you know, if we could possibly, you know, do a collab, that would be amazing. Yeah, because there's a lot of people that want to get together and put on an event like this. We just was looking for a space to do it. So that I think that would be amazing.
Absolutely. I love collaborations like that where, you know, I love to collaborate with people on those events.
No, so y'all heard it first on More Than a Title. We coming to Hip Hop Closet. We're gonna film. We bringing the camera crew. We got the production team. Shout out to Real Black. We're gonna get it popping.
Yes.
Well, hold on, Chad's been showing his age the whole episode.
Yes, you have no loyalty. No loyalty on this show. Look, the grades are bad enough, man.
Yeah, a little bit of seasoning.
Yeah, a little salt and pepper. I do want to ask you because
I'm gonna tell you, I had gotten an older model probably like 2 or 3 years ago, and they was like, "Ooh, who is Grandpa Bay? Who is Zaddy?" Like it was like, hopping. Y'all are hot right on now.
Your Grandpa Bay.
He
said, "Unc." You're Shannon Sharp. At least Unc. At least uncle, nigga.
Jarrett, be nice. Behave yourself.
No, that's my brother. That's my brother. Jarrett, you know that.
You know, when you start going off, I just be like,
"What the is wrong with this guy? Am I getting me or what?"
He's partying today.
But you know what I wanted to say though?
He's done. Somebody mute him. But sis, no, because he didn't get this question quick enough. Well, I'm gonna ask you because for the people that's watching, that inspired to do something similar to you, like that, or in fashion, like what was the biggest obstacle that you overcame starting the business? Like, what is one lesson that you want to leave people with that want to be in this industry, sis?
Okay, well, first and foremost, like I think what the biggest obstacle is just really starting. You know, like I see so many people sitting on ideas and they just don't start. Like, you know, once you start and you push that snowball down the hill, it's going to go. And you just, you know, like every single day, just commit 15 minutes to doing something, even if it's just looking up, you know, something. Because once you sit down and you get started, you'll find that you'll get, you know, consumed in it. So just start, but also when you're looking for a business to start or something to do, make sure it is a passion of yours. Make sure it's something that you would do whether you were getting paid for it or not. Because I guarantee you there are going to be days when you don't get paid for it. And you're going to want to quit. And if you can't make it through that, if it's not something that you're passionate about and that you fully and completely believe in, don't waste your time. Don't do it.
That's real. It's real. You know, I heard no lies. I heard no lies. That's real talk.
It's so many gems and everything that you said. And what you also didn't even really touch on is the fact that you touched on it lightly, but you got 2 daughters. So guess what? Now, being a second generation entrepreneur, your family started to what? Create generational wealth. You're an entrepreneur. Your daughters like to read a lot. They already see that you, mommy, and grandma and grandpa are entrepreneurs. 99% of the time, what do you think they're going to end up doing, right? Something either with the family business or go out on their own and say, you know, we can own something. But we're going to touch on this because we always touch on this. What is your college degree in?
Civil engineering.
And what do you do for a job? We talk about this. We talk about this almost every episode because back in the day, the emphasis was always stressed on college degree, college degree, college degree. Right. So you go to school, you get this education, you come out in $80,000-$90,000 in debt, and then you don't even get a job in what you got your education in.
Right. Yeah. The beautiful thing about engineering is that it really just teaches you how to develop things, how to, you know, problem solve, how to come up with processes. It's really just a way of thinking that can be translated into any industry. So when people say how, you know, think of it as like being something that's totally different, it's really not. You know, I'm just engineering something different. You know, I'm just coming up with solutions for something different.
No, but the reason I said that because you could have easily went to FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology, or some type of arts or arts or business school.
Or business, something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's possible, right? You have a computer engineering degree. You understand, right? It's computer engineering, right? Because I went to engineering school.
So I mean, technically, it is completely different. Because my degree is civil engineering with an emphasis in wastewater management. So basically, I would be designing how to get you drinkable water and how to remove your wastewater in a safe way, you know, out of the city.
Okay. I thought it was computers because you said your early job was in computers. Because my degree, I'm a year and a half short. COVID slowed me down, but I'm gonna have a civil engineering degree. I'm like 2 semesters short.
Oh, what's your emphasis in civil?
So I'm doing civil engineering with a side on construction management. I go to City Tech in Brooklyn, right in Brooklyn.
Oh, congratulations! Yes.
Yeah. Only reason I don't have my degree right now is because COVID happened and kind of slowed me down. So I'm a junior. I think I'm short like 2 semesters and then.
Oh, well, congratulations. Good. Yeah.
I'll have a civil engineering degree too. So trust me. I know.
I'm about to ask you, Chad, what are you doing? You on a podcast getting the pop?
Listen, I said it, bro. I say it all the time because it's very important to just understand this is a new day and age, right? She gave you the gym. Find something you love, right? Find something you love and then work towards that. It doesn't mean you have to go to school. Get an internship. I love internships. On-the-job training to me is so much better than college education.
Oh, absolutely.
Learn firsthand, right? But swallow your pride. Everybody has to start on the bottom. Nobody wants to start on the bottom, right? Start on the bottom. You might have to get somebody coffee. You know what I mean? You might have to be an intern and run errands. It is what it is. So you learn the business. And then when you get the opportunity to showcase what you can do, then you shine. But
yeah, especially if you're like starting a business, like you really have to know every aspect of your business, you know, to grow it. You know, one thing that I learned when I started working as an engineer, I was working as an engineer and we were designing the infrastructure for the internet. So we're still in the same manholes as water and everything. I'm just moving telephone cable around the city. I'm just designing networks and stuff like that, digging up streets, you know, all of that stuff. But before we even got on the job, we had to sit with each individual department and talk to them about how they did their job, because that was the only way that we were going to effectively do our job. You know, like you can't expect to run a company if you don't know how these people are supposed to do their job. You know, like you're not going to understand how long it's going to take them to do it, what tools they need to do it. You know, it's similar to like, what's that show? Undercover Boss.
Boss, yeah, that's the shit.
Where they send them out and they learn so much about how to more efficiently run your business, you know, because now you understand, like, we're wasting a whole bunch of money over here because I think this is a good idea, but when you see it out in the field, it's not, you know. So I feel like people that don't want to dig into every single aspect of the business, maybe that's not the business for you. You know, like you can't open a bakery if you don't know which is the best flour to use for a croissant as opposed to a pound cake. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to really know, like, don't just open up something that's like you just because you see somebody else making money doing it.
Yes.
That's a problem.
So we keeping them overtime. We keeping them in attention right now. Good way. Killing them right now.
I'm missing the sunset.
I'm sorry. You know, Jarrett
gem on top of gem, yo.
Jarrett is a testament to that because you know, he's told the story a bunch of times on the show also that he podcasted for 2 years before I came on. Be clear. Absolutely. This is his platform. It's our platform now, but it's his platform that he created. And he had it for 2 years, but when it came time to, you know, turn it into a business, he came to me because he knows that I run businesses, and he's like, Cuzzo, I know how to do the podcast, but I don't do the business. Yeah, you do the business. Let's get together and, you know, and form Voltron. So he's a testament to exactly that. He knew what he knew, but he knew what he didn't know, and he got the resources to make it happen. So
that's so important too. Like just like finding your tribe and finding other people that you could do this with. Like too many times, like we get caught up in this whole, I did it by myself, or no, leave that. Like that's not, we'll go so much farther together as a unit, and everybody, you know, pitching in, doing whatever it is. They like learn how to work together. People are very afraid to work with people. Like, you know, me and my brother work together. Like, and people are always like, is that hard? Is that? Yes, it is hard. We do, you know, have disagreements, but at the end of the day, we have a common goal. And so we come back to that, you know, like we always come back to that common goal. Right now I'm able to be here because my nephew works for us now. So I'm training him to take over and work the business. My youngest daughter, she's been, making clothes. So she's in school for fashion design now. She's been on the runway with me. I don't know if you guys have seen like some runway shows. She's always putting clothes, like she's showing clothes during fashion week. You know, it's like, it's not perfect. Her stuff is by far not perfect because she's starting out, but I'll be damn, I'm putting it on the runway and y'all gonna see it. So like, this is my daughter, you know, so that she has that experience and you know, grows. So
love that, man.
I'm getting in the comments. They didn't like you preaching, sis. No. They like you preaching right now.
Everything about this story, it's just such a warm, heartfelt story, and we need these stories, man. I'm telling you, because our community does not hear enough of these. We only hear about the bullshit and the tragedy,
grabbing a barrel mentality, and
grabbing a barrel mentality. We don't hear enough about. No, guess what? We are Black and we are family, and we can work together, right? That's one of the biggest things, right? You can't work with family. It never works. Right. Don't start a business with family, right? That's one of the biggest things they say, right? And you can say, no, we made it happen and we made it work. And guess what? We're employing more family. And we're
exactly.
Family, right? Yeah. Because when you look at it, I ain't getting on my soapbox, but when you look at it, you know, a lot of these name brands that you're buying, it doesn't matter what, it's somebody's last name and it's not our last name. And those companies that have been founded for 100 years, 200 years, the same guy that founded it ain't running it. It's in the family. So do the math.
Third, fourth generation. This is somebody's great grandson, and you know,
Right.
So you know, but listen, I'm done.
I just want to ask you one last question, sis. Like, what is the mountain? Because we ask everybody, what does the mountaintop look like for you right now? Because you've accomplished so much, right? You've generational wealth. You're bringing the family on to take on the business. The third generation is about to go and run with it. What does the mountaintop look like for you, God?
Like pretty much like what I'm doing now, like being able to promote the business, tell my stories, share my experiences with people that are wanting to start while I watch the sunset in Costa Rica, and the next generation runs the business and puts that new energy into it, you know, because I mean, I am getting older. There's new things, there's new, you know, there's a lot of stuff that a younger mind will see and experience that they can infuse into the business that I can't as a seasoned person in the business. So pretty much that, just on a bigger level with more, you know, more customers and more clients and just bigger. Yeah.
The evolution of Hip Hop Closet. Every brand has to evolve. Every brand, as times change, so much your brand.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's what bringing in new energy is all about. Because a lot of the time, like you get stuck in your ways, and it's kind of hard to see things from a new perspective. So, you know, that's why you have to bring that young energy in and let them have, you know, come to you with ideas. I take on interns all the time, and when they come in, I'm like, listen, you're here to tell me what, you know, like what you want to do. What, you know, I have a job for everything, you know, and they don't do any type of grunt work, or they're like, what you want to do? Okay, well, here, you doing it right now.
So let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. More Than a Title exclusive Hip Hop Closet. She is going to give you a way to get in contact with her. Anybody looking to be an intern, we giving it to you right now. See, this is the show for the people, right? We giving it back to the people. She's gonna give you the information on how to find her, how to contact her. Do your due diligence. Don't waste. I'm gonna say it right now. Do not waste her time. Right?
Facts.
I'm gonna give you an opportunity and respect her time and respect the fact that she's given the opportunity freely without being forced. Come correct, right? And she will see about giving somebody an opportunity to be an intern. Everybody's not going to get it, but guess what? If we can get 1 or 2 people in, that's 1 or 2 people that didn't have the opportunity before.
Facts. Yes. So my email is ky.kelly@hiphopcloset.com. You could also DM me. We're Hip Hop Closet on all social media platforms. We
can put the information up for her, right, Jarrett?
Yeah, we're gonna have it right on book on that.
We're gonna put it right in the title for you.
LinkedIn, I am Kyiesha Kelly on LinkedIn. So yeah, just hit me up.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. So first of all, you know, we can't leave without giving you your flowers, Queen. So we just want to let you know, like, I'm inspired.
I really appreciate this. Thank you.
No, of course. No, this is what this platform is built for. These type of stories. You know, that's why we wanted to create this, because we have to be the controllers of our narrative. And I love to hear narratives from our people and how you came, how you overcame, how you became successful. And for me, like, I'm just proud. I want you to know you got brothers now. We're gonna send you some merch. Anything that we can do, we know musicians, we know influencers, we know DJs, we know whatever it is.
Now we have to sit down with you and definitely
really build. Like seriously, sis. Seriously.
Yeah. This is the event that you want to do. I would love to host that in Suite 607. So, and
I just want to tell you, like, even, you know, when we came to your event, you didn't just have an event. It was so intimate. And it was such great energy that we met so many people at your event. I'm just telling you right now, like, if it wasn't for your event, we wouldn't have a lot of the relationships that we actually have right now. We developed a lot of relationships from coming to your event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the energy was just so, like, magnetic, and it was so pure, it was so clean. So, you know, we're definitely gonna.
We'll shout it out. We had 2. Champ from My Expert Opinion came on. Shout out to my brother Champ, and then we also had the boxer, former WBO champ Peter Quillen came on last week.
Nice.
And he was the keynote for that one. But it was just that intimate conversation. We were just in there like, yo, these stories are real.
Yeah, and we connected at your event. So had you not opened your doors, right? Had you not opened your doors for an event like that, we would not have been able to make those connections. We want to help you continue to do that. We want to help you open your doors again and do this event for the community so that we can help let other people make connections. And let's move the train forward. Let's move the train forward.
Move forward, John. Let's get it popping.
Love that. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna
go. Yeah, son. Go get that son.
Let me show y'all.
Yeah. No. It's all inclusive, or you gotta.
No, it's not all inclusive.
Are you in Guanacaste?
Huh? Yeah, I am.
I'm jealous. I love Guanacaste.
Yeah. This is the first time. So I gotta go check out this sun. This is the first time that it hasn't been raining, and it looks like there's not a lot of clouds. So
sis, we just want to thank you. And thanks for everybody on the check-in, y'all. We're gonna another great episode of More Than Title. Kyle, we're gonna see you, sis.
All right, see you. Thank you. All right.